Hi, my name is Gauri Gore, and I'm known as a training consultant and a behavior therapist. It's been 18 long years that I've been in this field, and in the last 18 years, I have been associated with a lot of companies across industries. It's been a wonderful journey so far, right? So I love what I do, and I do what I love. Well, why did I come in today on a video? Uh, so I had a very interesting conversation with one of my friends a couple of days ago, and the conversation was on the lines of a lot of praises about the kind of work that I do. So she ended up telling me how interesting my posts are on LinkedIn and how interesting people find it, and the fact that a lot of people have been interacting with her about the kind of sharings or experiences that I've shared so far, and it was quite an insightful conversation that I had. Yet, in this conversation, what I truly enjoyed was one of the mentions that she had, that I like the way you write, yet I'm not sure why you don't choose to go ahead and also document it on, you know, other social media, or maybe even post some videos of yourself, and what's stopping you. Now that thought quite well triggered my next actions. And that is where I thought that, hey, why am I doing this? Why am I not posting a lot of videos of myself or my work? And that really triggered the idea of me going ahead and connecting with you guys on this particular platform first, because this is where I do most of my writing. Now, just imagine what motivates us. I mean, most of the times we, uh, you know, are waiting for somebody to push us into doing something, or we precisely are looking for that one opportunity to go ahead and shine. Yet, we all know the opportunity doesn't really come to us. We need to be able to grab those opportunities for ourselves. Now, to be very honest with you, I was motivated to come up, on a video precisely after this one conversation, which can mean that I did need a certain amount of trigger. But just think about it, the term motivation itself describes the why. So why does a person want to go ahead and do something? What is that motivation? Why did I choose to get into what I got into? So it's like the process which allows and initiates the next few steps or the actions that we take. It allows you to have a goal centric mindset, and I think that is one of the things that precisely keeps us going, isn't it? So here is one very interesting idea that I want to, put before you. Where when we talk about motivation, why is it really important? Because many a times what we notice is a person who is lacking motivation would lack so many other things. So say for example, I may not find that zeal, that enthusiasm in even getting up from the bed the next day, because there's nothing much to look forward to. I don't want to do much. I may start finding excuses to not do certain things. We start adopting those, kind of behaviors or the patterns that seemingly to the, world may come across as, the behaviors that somebody may not want to connect with. So you'll see a lot of people disconnecting. You'll see that you tend to become a lot more lonely. And this is what happens, isn't it? But the moment I'm motivated enough, the kind of enthusiasm I, project to the world, there are automatically a lot of people who are like minded who start coming towards me. I start attracting the kind of energy towards me, and I wish to talk to connect with people. I wish to take those kind of risks and connect with people on a variety of platforms. And I don't fear going out there to communicate what I have to, whether it's about not knowing something or knowing something. So there are three major aspects that I want to bring before you about this one beautiful term, which is motivation. The first aspect, or the first point that we may want to precisely understand, because there are so many other elements that you can consider, but there are three major aspects that I want you to pay attention to. Because I'm pretty curious about what your aspects are. What are your learnings so far? What is it that you have figured out for yourself? So let's understand. The first one is a sort of a initiation process or activation process, where, say for example, the way I went ahead and took action on, the way I choose to connect with you is only, by putting up certain posts in terms of writing. But the moment I was, made to realize that, hey, you know what, you're not doing enough in terms of the, ways and means to connect and communicate with the people. I have been aware of it, but then I took action, right? That initiation is very important. So say for example, if you find yourself lacking knowledge about certain things, you may choose to go ahead and take up a certain course, isn't it? So do you interest, doing something of that sort, or you're just talking about it? What is it? What kind of motivation are you looking forward to? That is one more thing. Number two, persistent. Being persistent is very important, or that persistence is required in the way you work towards things. For example, what is motivation all about? It's all about being so conscious about the goals that you have. The goal centricity is what we are precisely focusing on. So say for example, when I talk about persistence, what is that effort that I have taken? What is that continued effort that I've taken towards achieving that particular goal? So it's sort of a way to think about even manifesting something, isn't it? So how persistently are you talking about it? Are you doing it? Right? Or so say for example, if you want to stay away from certain habits, how consistently are you keeping yourself away from that? That is one more thing, right? So initiation or activation. Number two, what we spoke about is persistence. And number three, what I want to bring before you is the intensity of your thought, that vigor, that kind of a goal that you have in your mind, the way you want to achieve it, right? What are you doing about it? Are you doing enough? So I may want to go ahead and, do a lot of things, but in my mind, I'm stopping myself from doing it. The intensity of me wanting to do something or not wanting to do something also matters. So I would say that vigor that gets into a person into pursuing that particular goal in a certain way, in a certain manner, and the way I choose to take actions accordingly is also going to matter. So here I am talking to you about motivation. See, you never know. There are certain little triggers or nudges that you need from somewhere. It could be intrinsic, it could be extrinsic. Don't fear. At least attempt it, isn't it? I would say that it's always a good idea to pick those little hints and messages from a little conversation that you have with a friend. Sometimes those conversations actually are a great source of feedback, right? So let me see what you have to share in terms of your sense of motivation. What is it that you look forward to, and I'm pretty curious. Please do share your thoughts. Bye for now.